schedule of the orders here, we're going to have a prayer by Reverend Bree Shaw.
Good morning, friends. Let us pray. Beloved source of all good, in this week of Thanksgiving, we gather this morning with gratitude for the gift of community and the call to serve. We give thanks for this Commissioner's Court, for each person here, and for the decisions that will be made today. We hold close in our hearts all the people of this county, those who labor in farms and ranches, schools, hospitals, care homes, clinics, and families striving to make ends meet, first responders, and all those who depend upon the work done in this room. We are grateful to live in a free country with elections that safeguard our democracy, grants that strengthen justice and fairness, and emergency operations to protect our neighbors in times of crisis. We pray for the commissioners' clarity of mind, compassion of heart, and courage of spirit. We are grateful that their service reflects the values of justice, mercy, and stewardship. We pray this in your precious name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Move to agenda item number 3. We have the public comment. Agenda item number 4, certificates of completion, awards, and bond continuation. The Texas Division of Emergency Management, introduction to the Incident Command System, basic Incident Command System for initial response, introduction to the National Incident Management System, National Response Framework, and introduction by Wendy Grant. We have a bond continuation by Haley Leanne Roth. We have a Western Surety Company official bond and oath for Cassandra C. Trinidad.
So that's an approval item.
Okay.
Who is that? Where are they? What's the bound for?
Okay, that'll be agenda item number 5. I apologize. That bond amount is for $10,000 for Cassandra C. Trinidad. Governor of the use and benefit of the district clerk. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve bond for Cassandra Trinidad.
Motion made by Commissioner Morton, second by Commissioner King. Any other discussion regarding agenda item number 5? Hear none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Agenda item number 6, we have our extension activity reports. Anybody from AgriLife here? No reports, okay. Agenda item number 7, we have Commissioner Perdoe, Precinct 3, 10 o'clock a.m. public road. Are you asking for this hearing to be today, or are you posting for another date?
We voted on it
We
last
voted
time
on it
today.
Today.
Okay, so we're going to pass that and go to agenda item number 7. We'll return to that at 10 o'clock. Agenda item number 8, Brenda Trevino, County Auditor, discuss take action on extended agreement with Election Systems and Software, LLC, for the November 2026 election in the amount of $9,775 for Olga Moreno, Elections Administrator.
Yes, so our elections administrator brought me a renewal agreement from Election Systems and Software. It's the election service agreement. This is for a renewal for the software that she uses during voting time. And so I asked Ms. Morrow if she could be here present today to just explain to you what the renewal is and request approval. Do you have a copy of it there, Judge, that contract? Okay.
So, good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
At the present time, we use ESNS, which is our election systems software, and we have a project management, and they come out and they assist us with our software for equipment. We have to test, and we're required by Secretary of State to meet a hash. And so they come out and we run the test, and we have to, after that, then we're able, if everything passes, then we go ahead and we program our elections onto our equipment. And like I said, this is mandated by Secretary of State, so we have to have this done. We also have a site support, which she comes the day of the election, and we visit all of our polling sites, and if any polling location has any problem whatsoever with our equipment, other than, of course, the programming, we have an assistant. And she's also there after we close our polling locations. We start running our early voting data and everything, so just in case something should go wrong, like equipment-wise, we have somebody on site. Because of course, we have to have our results that night, so there's no waiting. Because we don't know what the insides of an equipment to say, okay, it's this problem. We have to get our results out by that night. So we have a site support that helps us if anything should go wrong. Because, like I said, if we try to fix something, we did have an incident when it was beyond our control and we didn't know what it was. And right away, she called somebody that is actually located in San Antonio and came down and gave us assistance. So like I said, stuff like that, we can't control, but having somebody to helps us.
And this is a renewal that happened.
So we do it every year, correct?
I'm sorry?
We do this every year? Okay.
Every election.
Commissioner, when you're ready, I'll entertain a motion for agenda item number 8.
Make a motion that we extend the agreement with Election Systems and Software LLC for the November 2026 election in the amount of $9,775 per Laredo, the election administrator's recommendation.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Akins, seconded by Commissioner King. Have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 8?
County Attorney's Office looks at it.
No, I just got this right now. Is this just a standard one that you do every election cycle? Yes. It's part of the budget? And it is for the year of January till December.
So, the way that it's written on the agenda item is for the November 2026 election. And what you brought up was that, of course, we have a primary in general. This will go through those elections. This election cycle is what we,
So it'll cover the primary through
Right.
November.
So basically, right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, ESNS, like for our primary, your parties are the ones that pay for that election. So that would be covered, of course. That would come from the parties that would be paying this total. We're the county, we're in charge of the November election, so we'll be paying this in November.
okay. And so Mrs. Huron, do you think that I need to change the motion?
Because the term is
No, the
January
term-
1.
Says an agenda in the number 6 item of the agreement.
covering all
Yeah.
elections. That should be fine.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay.
Okay.
Any other discussion? If none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes.
Thank you.
We'll get them signed and get it back.
Okay, great, thank you.
Agenda item number 9, we have Ms. Brenda Trevino, our county auditor, to discuss take action on a resolution for fiscal year 26 TIDC formula grant.
Yes, Judge, if you, would you like me to read the resolution?
Yes, please.
The 2026 Wilson County Resolution Indigent Defense Grant Program. Whereas under the provisions of the Texas Government Code Section 79.037 and the Texas Administrative Code Chapter 173, counties are eligible to receive grants from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission to provide improvements in indigent defense services in the county. And whereas this grant program will assist the county in the implementation and the improvement of the indigent criminal defense services in this county, and whereas Wilson County Commissioners Court has agreed that in the event of loss or misuse of the funds, Wilson County Commissioners assure that the funds will be returned in full to the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. Now therefore be it resolved and ordered that the county judge of this county is designated as the authorized official to apply for, accept, decline, modify, or cancel the grant application for the Indigent Defense Formula Grant Program and all other necessary documents to accept said grant. And be it further resolved that the county auditor is designated as the financial officer for this grant. And this is a resolution for a continuing grant that we have.
Before I call the vote, do you have
She's got you have the original, right? Rachel showed it to me in the binder. She said this one's for the county clerk for signature.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 9. Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Martin. Is there any other discussion regarding agenda item number 9?
I do have discussion, and it's just for items in general, but it came up on this. In the future, whenever we're putting things on the agenda, if we could go ahead and use everything that it has to do with instead of abbreviating. Because a member of the public goes, what's a TIDC? And I go, okay, the TIDC is dealing with things in the defense grant. It was easy to answer, but whenever people are looking at it out in the public, they don't understand because they don't deal with it.
Whatever the acronym is, we spelled out.
They'll have to do it on their request.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause we just copy exactly what they request.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Agenda item number 10, discuss and take action on Toshiba copier contract for the Emergency Operations Center, presentation of contract by Crosby. Now, that probably was a little bit of confusion on the last time because I think it was an understanding that that was contract was for 1 year, and that was not the case, correct? 60 months? That's correct. Okay. And we have before you the layout of what we already paid on our current copier. So, Mr. Causey, are we pretty much in line on this contract with the others? I see we paid more for others than this contract. And how many people are going to be using this? How many people will be using this?
Approximately 16, spread over 4 or 5 departments.
Who are those 16?
I'm not sure of the names of all of them. Some of them are in dispatch, some are part of the EOC, all the IT, fire marshal, gentleman named John, and Blake. I don't know all of them. Sorry, sir.
Where's the contract? We don't have a copy of the contract.
I thought you were giving a copy of the contract. I'm sorry. So you have a copy. for $303.80 a month. Which is below the average that we pay throughout the county.
Mr. Ron, have you seen that contract? No? We're gonna hand it to you, Robert.
Is this a lease?
Yes, ma'am. Over 60 months.
I have a question for Cindy.
Yes, ma'am.
Cindy, I just have a question to make sure that we're talking about the same piece of equipment. In July, you had sent me an email when you were budgeting for additional expenses for the news center. And in there, you mentioned to me that you were going to be leasing a new copier at $141 and some change a month, and to make sure that I included that in the budget. Is this the same piece of equipment you were referring to?
Yes, ma'am. It was for Rico, and we switched to.
Go ahead and come up.
Oh, sorry. I was originally going with Rico because that's what we had in the development department. And that's the quote. And then we decided to switch over to the Toshiba because you get more images for less per cost. Because with the $303 a month, you get 3,000 color copies and 3,000 black and white copies. And that's where the $303 comes from. It's based on per copy amount. So if you break it down, and they have it on there, the black and white is 0.00760 cents per copy. And so this ended up being cheaper in the long run because many people are going to have these accessing the printer.
And so with that, these are questions that we weren't able to answer the last time. Everybody will have a code. The code will take and go to whichever department's using it. That way we know where the usage of the copies is happening.
Yeah, if they want to, we can set up a security code so that.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of one. I think it needs to be done because whenever you go over,
Yes, sir.
if there's an abundance, then you need to be able to bill it out to whichever department is using the overage.
Well, there will be a security code so that when they go up there, they can get their print jobs. That security code would be tied to how many prints they make, and then Cindy would have to take a look at that and parse it out.
Well, I'll need to know for billing purposes, since currently each of those departments currently has their own printer devices, like dispatch has their own printer, you guys have your own printer. And since this is going to be taking over everybody's, then that means the bill needs to be split accordingly. So whether you guys want to split it based on usage, then we will have to have that information every month with the invoice, or we take the invoice and split it by however many departments are using it.
So you want to take the 303 and split it between the departments?
Well, it's gonna be about $4 grand a month, $4 grand a year, so unless you just want it all to be budgeted in emergency operations, we can do that. I just need to know.
It's up to the judge.
Because currently, every department has a budget line item for their own.
Well, and actually, didn't you just say that you had budgeted at 140 and this is 380 or 20 or something? So we've already got a budget problem that we're over budget. We hadn't even started yet.
Yeah.
But that was
So how
for
we
one
resolve
department. That doesn't
Right.
take into account that you have all those other departments that will be going in there, that it'll be drawn out of their budget.
Correct.
But I'm looking at Constable Rica, and of course, he may generate 4 copies a month, or he may generate 40 or 400, but he's not gonna probably generate as much as the other offices there. And so I think it needs to be accounted for by having your own code for each department.
So is that able to tell you, if you put a code in that says, run a report at the end of the month off that copy, and says so many went to dispatch, so many went to EOC, so many went to constable?
Yeah, I think we could. I've never done it that way before, where everybody pays for their copies like that.
Or would it be simpler just to have it budgeted to EOC and one bill?
That would be the
That'd be the simplest.
simplest way to
Yeah,
do it.
because constable, none of the constables have a budget per se.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it would be simpler to just code it to emergency operations.
How much is dispatch tonight?
Dispatch has,
We have our own.
they have a printer that's sitting on a desk. So like.
But they won't now, and then,
No, we still have those, but we need them right there, we can't go across the building.
But they will save money on toner, throughout the year.
I think it's a matter of whether you're printing out a 5-page document or a 100-page document or a manual, or maybe they're gonna do batch warrants and it's gonna be 300 copies. They can do it there at their desk, but like you're saying, are you gonna spend less than a quarter of a penny to print that out?
If you did put a code on there, he could go to that line item. So if it is whatever department it's on, that line item, so you can see exactly what comes out there. But
The contract says that it was signed on September 3rd by Cindy Stafford. So has this contract already been
I signed it
and
not knowing I
executed?
wasn't supposed to, and then I sent it that same day to the judge to sign in September, and then it just hasn't gone anywhere since September.
Is this the one from the
Yes,
last
it
meeting?
is,
that
from
was
the
not-
last meeting.
Okay, so has it been delivered, it's still waiting?
It's delivered, wrapped up.
It's not being used?
See, I have a problem with that, because this is not an approval, this is a ratification of an action that's already been done. Because you're not authorized to sign that, he has to be authorized by the court to sign.
I did not know that, sir, that's why I gave
Okay,
it to the
well,
judge
that's
on the
fine,
same day.
you know now. So,
Well, I mean, we can give another example of another case just like this. So you didn't know, I didn't know. We're here now to see when you get approval.
I have a couple of other questions. Is this, there are fees if you go in excess of 3,000 copies. Is that anticipated that it will be more than 3,000 because then it's going to cost more per month than the 303?
Since this is a new building with new departments, we're adding the fire marshal in, and fire marshal has an assistant. We
As
just
long as the
discussed and
budget-
threw the 3,000 out there as a place to start. We may only hit 15. I have no intelligent answer for that, I'm sorry.
And it does include maintenance,
It does, maintenance, toner, if it breaks,
repairs.
it's all
And
those.
for 60 months, that's close to $19,000. Is there a reason there's one?
You own it after the 60 months.
Pardon?
You actually own the machine.
Okay, so it's
After
like
the
a
60
lease
months.
to own it?
Yes, ma'am.
Question still in the box?
Well, it came wrapped in cellophane,
Okay.
it's still wrapped, they can come pick it up
Okay,
anytime.
now that we know that we're in the correct path, I want that to have the right date on it before we vote on this. Do you still have a copy of this?
I sent you the original and via email, I can pull the email back up. I did
Okay.
not bring a copy.
If the original has not been signed yet, and this has not been submitted to them,
It has not.
you can just ask them to send us a new one.
It was just an email, lease, blank lease, and so it's just, there's not really an original, it's just in an email form and you just print it out.
They didn't put a date on it, we were gonna fill it in whenever we started the contract.
Yes, sir.
but let's get that to Ms. Murillo so she can actually make sure
You have to send
she
it to me.
understands it and all that. This just says a straight lease, it doesn't say lease purchase or without spending some time with the see what the obligations are that we're supposed to do.
Which is why we went with the Toshiba and not the Ricos, because at the end of your contract with Rico, you either have to pay an additional chunk of money or you get it back. That's what we did for when we were in the development department. When I came back, the copier died, so we just renewed the contract with them, and they said, oh no, the copier is yours, you now bought it. So the development department, they have a new one and an old copier that's, it may still work, I don't know. It works at least fine, and so, Toshiba, you have the copier.
They choose 5 years or half a decade for a reason, because if you use the number of copies and it goes that entire 5 years, at the end of it, it's falling apart anyways. That's
Okay, so we need to get this taken care of. We're gonna pass on this again. We're not gonna take any action until we get the proper contract. It's not from this year on, and then we'll come back to it again. Can you survive right now? I know you're in your new building without a copier. We'll make, okay, very good. So my recommendation, Commissioner, we're gonna take no action on this until that is taken care of. Any objection? All right, fantastic. Thank you, guys. And item number 11, we have Ms. Lucas out, our permitting and development director.
Judge, before we leave that, I just have to, can we get a clear picture of who and what's going to use that machine? We need a little bit more information still to understand how it's going to be used. Y'all need to figure out all this billing and stuff and whatever to figure out who. Because I don't think the sheriff has any intention of using that machine unless it's an emergency. So.
Okay, Ms. Stafford, let's have all the names next time, and then who's going to be utilizing them. And then, Mr. Colley, I'll get with you and see how we can get that to where it'll code. Okay?
Judge, I guess today is a little bit of generalities. Every contract that is going to come to us as a commissioner's court needs to go through Mrs. Huron prior to it getting to us. I mean, we can take and stave off a lot of this going on if our legal department is able to see that ahead of time. So if we're dealing with a contract, this is kind of putting, in my mind, everybody on notice, unless the court doesn't feel the same way, that you need to get it to the county attorney's office to look at prior to, so that they can go, I've got no problem with this, or yeah, I have concerns with this.
So we all need to be diligent on that and
Sure.
make sure that if anything comes across our computer for the next agenda item that needs to go in this year on, we'll make sure that it gets to the county attorney.
Save a lot this year.
Lou's, before we get started, I'm trying to, is there any attachments, were attachments sent in on these?
Yes, they were emailed individually to all the commissioners, yourself, the secretary, and to Commissioner Court agenda email.
But it's not all the time.
It should be.
It's a different file, yeah, it's in files and permitting.
Yeah, it's under there,
Each one of them is under that.
under item 11.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so we'll learn. All right. Yes, we're on track. All right, we'll start with 11, agenda item number 11-1A, permit 842, Charter Spectrum Precinct 4, Moss Lane, Spring Valley, Big Oak Drive, White Wing Drive, Well Hollow Drive, County Road 324, review and approve.
So I did drive there and take a look at it. One thing I wanted to say is that during the cleanup at the Exposition Center Saturday, Commissioner Perdola said that someone from the area had reached out and said that the contractors were leaving trash. After court today, I'll drive out there and take a look at the area. Just want to remind everyone in the public that this is not really a approval. Fiber optics get to do what fiber optics want to do. We're just acknowledging it, and this is a manner of trying to know exactly where they're working in the county. So I make a motion that we accept permit 842 as presented. Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Aiken, seconded by Commissioner Perdola. Do you have any other discussion regarding agenda item 11-1A? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. We move to 11-1B, permit 843, Sutherland Springs Water Supply, Precinct 3, County Road 342.
May we do B, C, D, and E?
All right, let me call that out. We will do 11B, C, D, 3. Let me read them all. 11C is permit 844, Sutherland Springs Water Supply, Precinct 3, County Country Place Drive. D, permit 845, Sutherland Springs Water Supply, Precinct 3, Ranch Road. E, permit 846, Sutherland Springs Water Supply, Precinct 3, Dodgen Lane. Review and approve all of these items.
I make a motion that we accept permit 843, 844, 845, and 846, all with Sutherland Springs Water Supply. Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Perdola, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Any other discussion regarding agenda item 11-1, A, B, C, or D? Or E? There none, I call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Move to 11-1F, permit, precinct 1, do you want to do all three of those, sir?
Well, let's do F and G only because the last one actually has other commissioners in it besides myself.
Gotcha, okay, so we're going to hear 11,
F and G.
F and G, 11-1, F and G.
This information has been provided to Commissioner Martin. I think that might be.
I'll make a motion to approve permits 847 and 848 for SS Water Supply, Precinct 1, County Road 326.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Any other discussion regarding 11-1, F and G? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. We move to 11-1H, permit 849, Charter Spectrum Precinct 1, Whispering Oaks Drive, Arbor View, County Road 326, Jolly Road, County Road 325, Country View Drive, City View Drive, Meadowview Drive, Skyview Drive, review and approve.
Is County Road 325 really supposed to be in there? Because all the rest of those are mine, but 325, wait a minute.
I thought it was 326.
Well, if it's 326, we're got 326 and 326, I take care of all of the road, but part of it's in Commissioner Aiken's commission down there on
And I
the
do need to
corner.
let the utility companies know that they will be overlapping with the fiber company as well. County Road 326.
326 is the split.
Yeah, but that's what they have on their application, 326.
Because I don't think I can tell from the map exactly where they're going to be at. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve permit 849 for Charter Spectrum.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Any other discussion regarding 11-1H? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. We move to 11-1I, permit 850, Sunco Water Supply, Precinct 2, County Road 234.
So I've been out there to look at this, and motion to approve permit number 850.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Martin. Any other discussion regarding agenda item 11-1I? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. We move to 11-2, non-standard plat variances. 11-2A, Santa Gertrudis, 180, custom construction. Discuss and take action.
Yes, Ms. Jennifer Miller with Custom Construction was present to represent this split. They are proposing to split 5-acre tracts out of a current 10-acre tract. They do have utilities. They provide a letter stating so with availability for both Phelps and water in that area. It was approved through their review committee.
I
I have been out and inspected this property, and I will make a motion to approve the non-standard plat variance on Sandwich Ridge Road, 180.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cordova, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Any other discussion regarding 2A?
Yeah.
Sorry, 11-2A.
Can we get on C and D, can we get them to put better answers, please, besides no, it won't affect anything? They need to give it, they need to state the reason. Everybody does. No, it won't, that's their opinion. They need to, then you're gonna have to start thinking.
Yes. I understand the application is a little confusing, but definitely, for the most part, they just try to say because they're trying to sell their land.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. They need to come up with a good reason.
All right, any other discussion on 11-2A? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay.
Abstain?
Motion passes. Move to agenda 11-2B, FM 333, 35, 330, 41. Johansson, discuss and take action.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, Mr. Johansson would like to split the current 4.52 acre tract into two 2.26 acre tracts.
I've inspected the area, these access County Road 433, which the main property sits touching 33, 35. I don't have any problems with it. It won't affect the area or cause any issues with neighbors.
They did present the letters of utility availability for both tracts on this proposed subdivision.
We have a motion by Commissioner Aiken. We have a second.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Cordova. Do we have any other discussion on 11-2B? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay.
Abstain?
Motion passes. We move to agenda item 11-2C, County Road 475, 2617, Benaha, is that right?
Benaya.
Benaya, discuss and take action.
Mr. Benaya's current parent tract is 22 acres and would like to split out a 4 acre tract from that to sell.
I've also inspected this and I have no problem with it.
Second.
Was that a motion?
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept.
Second. Motion made by Commissioner Aiken, seconded by Commissioner King. Any other discussion regarding this agenda item, 11-2C? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay.
Abstain?
Motion passes. So noted. Agenda item 11-2D. County Line Lane 777 renovation sisters. Discuss and take action.
Yes, this 7.11 acre tract is owned by the Renovation Sisters LLC. Ms. Jenny Rich was present to represent the split. They are looking to split out a 3 acre tract to sell, and they also provide letters of water availability and utilities.
You have to see when they, will granting relief be detrimental to the public health and safety? Not applicable. It is applicable. You know, that's a place where they can address septic tanks, basin, water wells, all of that.
Yes, sir.
Feel free to update that and ask different questions that you want.
Yeah, I think that application needs to be revised.
Which precinct is that? All right, I'll entertain a motion for agenda item 11-2D. I'm going to entertain one more time. Is there a motion on 11-2D?
Make a motion to approve the county line 777.
Second. Who's the second? Sorry.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Cordova. Is there any other discussion regarding agenda item 11-2D before call for the vote.
This was approved by the committee.
Yes, this was approved.
Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay.
Abstain.
Commissioner Martin abstains, so noted. Motion passes. Agenda item 11-2E, County Road 326, 1897. Signs, take action. Discuss and take action.
So this had been previously brought through the review committee that was sent back and given, first of all, a denial from the committee. The property owner came back and adjusted the survey to show 40 feet of road frontage for both tracks that are being created. Therefore, abiding by our regulations, that's one of the things our regulations ask for. The tract is currently 3.7 acres, and they have shown as well availability letters for utilities. It was given a favorable recommendation the second time around.
And this is part of what we discussed before. 326 to the north side is precinct 4.
Yes.
326 to the south is precinct 3.
So this property falls within your precinct.
So I make a motion that we allow for this change of 1897 County Road 326.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Aiken, seconded by Commissioner Cordova. Any other discussion regarding 11-2E? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Abstain. So noted, Commissioner. All right, motion passes. We'll move to agenda item 11-3, subdivision County Road 124, multi-family plat subdivision A. Review and approve by
So the developer of this subdivision is here in attendance if you have any questions for him. This is located in precinct 1. When it first came through the review committee, they proposed a condo regime to which they came back and then decided that they were going to formally split the land and create the actual lots. So we are dealing with 10 lots, I believe, right?
10.
And they have their approval form, contracted engineer, and they have met all our staff requirements as well.
And this has been reviewed by the county engineers as well.
Yes, we have their approval letter.
So what happened to the culvert table?
We made those
The-
adjustments.
The adjustment was made.
I have the Mylars here.
Can you bring them up?
Yes, sir.
You said that it was not going to be condo regime.
It is no longer a condo regime.
Okay. So tell me how you deal with these smaller lot sizes.
In which regard?
Well, let's say 0.568, and I thought that the only time that we would allow less than one is if it was going to be condo regime.
No, our regulations allow for half acre
Half-acre.
tracts as long as we meet setbacks for
We
septic.
have public water. We can do a half acre.
Okay. Thank you for the clarity.
Yeah, as long as they meet their setbacks, we pretty much follow the requirements for taking. Now, it was given a favorable recommendation from the review committee contingent on the addition of the culvert table.
So,
Which lot has the water roll on it? Because I'm not, it's not jumping out at me. That's been a problem with some others that we've had in another subdivision, so we need to make sure that well gets located on this map. I think it's lot, it's either E or F, because that's where the buildings are.
Yeah, it's the one where the house is.
Yeah, okay, then it's lot F.
okay. So now, you said it was public water.
It is, but there's still a water well on that property, so their septic tank can't be, they've got to meet the setback distances from that water well, whether it's used or not,
Right.
to put their septic tank.
And so because it's under half acres, they have to, when their OSSF submits their plans, they have to show an alternate drain field.
It's a pre-existing well that they want to keep in place.
Will you be keeping the well?
I'm okay to cap it, whatever I gotta do.
If they do that, they'd have to cap it and crush it, I believe, to this.
No, okay, we found it. We found
But if it meets the criteria that the business from septic people stay, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, it's pretty tough to get it. It can be done, but it's pretty tough to get it on that. Okay, please, first it was said there was public water, and then there was a well on there.
Those who public water for.
Everybody else is
Yeah.
gonna be on which supplier?
Picosa?
Is it Picosa?
Because
Yes.
and they are aware, I've talked to them about
that's what he said.
I'll make a motion to approve, this is entitled County Road 124 multifamily plat.
Second.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve County Road 124 Forestville multifamily plat.
Motion made by Commissioner Morton, seconded by Commissioner Cordova. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item 11? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 12. We have Farmer Carl Fowler, give us farm. Any phone calls you get yesterday?
Give me and send you a bunch. As far as our updates go, greetings everyone. We've caught up with all the annual inspections that were pending and permitting, as far as I know. As permitting from getting those to me, we've been knocking those out as a priority. Our inspections are currently being prioritized by hazard and occupancy type, that being daycares, assemblies, doctor's offices. We're trying to get some of those high occupancy areas done and caught up in regards to that. We have issued 4 stop work orders on projects. All have been remediated. I communicated with the county attorney's office to make sure I got those off the naughty list, if you will. Been requested to perform 4 fire investigations throughout the county. 3 have been closed out. 1 is still pending with the sheriff's office and state fire marshal's office. We're still working on 1 case. On the back end, as far as my office is concerned, we were inspected by the Texas Commission on Fire Protection on October 16th, and we got the official green light to be regulated in regards to inspections and investigations, that we are keeping the proper records and following the proper procedures on that. They do regulate me in that regard. With that approval, I'm going to be allowed to start teaching these classes. So we're going to begin facilitating with the ESDs and DFDs to get some of those guys certified in inspections and investigations as well. To kind of help alleviate some of that out of my single person office from having to do as much of those. We can kind of assign those to the ESDs in those respective areas. And they would forward that information on to my office so we can get them filed and everything compiled. Did complete all of my entrance paperwork and testing for TCOL, so I'm set to start my TCOL training January 20th. Those will be evening classes, so they should not interfere with my daily operation here. But starting in January, I will be in class in time. We're working on ILAs for the municipalities. The city of Stockdale is called for an investigation. The city of Vernon is called for investigations. I don't currently have an ILA set up with them. As a courtesy, I still went out and assisted those departments in performing those investigations. But I do think we need to have a formal agreement set up with them in case there are charges that we incur. Basically, those will allow us to bill those folks directly for fees for service if those are anything that we have bring up a while ago, it was just a discussion. I kind of want to remind all the commissioners that we have a mass gathering permit. We had a few issues in October, I believe, with some mass gatherings that took place. I think one was in your area, Commissioner Cordova.
Yes.
We do have a permit on our website. Basically, they fill that permit out. It goes to the sheriff's department, health department, fire marshal's office, just to ensure safety and security of everybody that's going to be there. There are thresholds for that permit. It starts at 500 persons and goes up to 2,500 persons. That is only for the unincorporated areas, so the municipalities can still have a mass gathering and not notify us. And those can come through the county and cause issues as well.
So, kind of explain that, it's kind of a new term. I know it's in the law, but explain, I mean, if somebody has a private ranch and has 1,000 people, they have to have a permit.
Yeah, it's a mass gathering permit. And again, it's just for safety and security. The sheriff's department does have recommendations on them hiring off-duty officers for security purposes or traffic control. I believe it was on 775 we had a mass gathering. The back of the traffic definitely was secondary to an accident that we had out there. EMS had a hard time making a scene for an emergency call on that property. These permits basically, we're able to look at those and identify ingress, egress for the fire trucks, ambulances. We pass that on. We pass that on to the we pass that on to the fire department. Is that me?
Oh,
Sounds like they're working up there.
Okay.
You also a paramedic?
Yeah.
I will comment that I have been keeping an eye on that. This was at Camden's Adventure Center in Livonia on 775. They have changed their ingress and egress procedures, and it seems to have cleared up the traffic problem. Yes, the first time it was the first day they opened the soccer fields, and it was a disaster. We had traffic backed up both directions on 775. I think we had an accident.
Yes, sir.
But since they have changed their procedure, getting people in and out of there, it seems to be flowing much better.
Okay.
And we have not had any traffic backups, so I am keeping an eye.
Okay. I have spoken with as many of the mass gathering folks that we would have when we beat TJ Cycle Ranch, Camden's Adventure Zone, Grandview wedding venues. I haven't identified everybody that could hold a mass gathering and have the facility to hold a mass gathering. But I have been reaching out to as many as I can just to let them know of the permit, the regulations, the requirements, and kind of why we're doing it, and what we're looking for. At the end of the day, it's just for public safety. There's no other reason behind it.
I don't think anybody had any idea they were going to have the turnout that they have here at
No,
Camden.
I
I didn't.
I spoke with Janine at Camden. She had no idea either that it was going to be such a high turnout.
It has really been, and I guess it's a need because it's full every weekend.
Yeah, they were holding it in the city of Floresville, and that they outgrew that area. Camden's had just opened up, so it was a perfect spot. However, those problem areas weren't identified, which would have normally been identified through the permitting process. I will say on our website that those permits are supposed to come through Commissioner's Court moving forward. They are to be submitted no earlier than 45 days prior to, so that you guys can see that the sheriff has looked at it and approved it, I've looked at it and approved it, health department's looked at it and approved it, and so on and so forth. I believe that can be changed if you guys so decide to, but that would be a discussion to take action at another time.
Who's the health department?
Yeah, we don't have one currently. I guess it'd be Monson, right?
So, yeah, we gotta fix that.
We have somebody on contract, right?
Yes, sir. We have Monty McGuffin on contract currently.
I think the Camden's deal was a learning curve for all of us,
100%.
including Mrs. Shaner that owns it. It's turned out to be a good deal, and they immediately took action after the first day, and it has run smoothly since.
They were fully compliant. They got us all the documentation we needed to at least keep that soccer as a whole league, to keep it moving forward. Otherwise, they've been misplacing hundreds of children on their soccer tournaments.
Unbelievable turnout.
Yeah, great turnout, so that is definitely a big deal.
Venue.
Y'all have any questions on the mass gatherings? Basically, those will come to my office and I'll ensure they get disseminated out. I usually meet with the sheriff face to face and we get that handled.
Yeah, it is a learning curve. I mean, and actually, we could probably use some help from the paper to help us put that out.
Yeah.
Do an article on it or something so that people, they're at least made aware. They're still gonna say, well, I didn't know, but, you know, that's just.
Yeah, bunch of educations we can get out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going for that.
It would definitely help.
Not too many things we can regulate, so the ones that we can, we need to make sure we stay on top of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with that many people.
Yeah.
That was a lot of people, so.
Can you elaborate on the stop work orders? What?
They were unpermitted, some buildings were going up, I was kind of going to close with that, especially you commissioners, you guys are driving around a lot more than I'm just a single person, and I know you guys are as well. If y'all do see vertical construction going up, definitely let my office know. I'll go out and make contact to make sure they're properly permitted.
But you're talking commercial, right? Not residential?
Correct, yeah. If it looks like it's going to be a commercial build, they're going to run a business out of it. All those stop work orders were for commercial businesses, and they just were not educated on our permitting process. You know, a lot of folks think that they can just build in Wilson County without letting anyone know. They're not aware that we have fire code and other regulations like that. So once I met with them and educated them, they were very compliant with getting proper permits done. So we were able to work with stop work orders.
Again, that's probably something that our newspaper could help us with to educate the public.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Any other questions? Marshall, on this agenda item? So we move to the next one, which is also passed. Agenda item 13. Discuss and take action on extending the county burn ban. All right, Marshall, what do you got?
All right, well, my initial intent prior to this precipitation we got was to extend the burn ban. The widespread precipitation and influx of Gulf moisture has helped maintain above normal fuel dryness for our area. It will keep fire potential limited currently. With this moisture, it will show low resistance to suppression efforts, meaning the department should be able to get a handle on anything pretty quickly. My recommendation currently would be to let it expire and revisit this at the next commissioner's court. In regards to what I can see on weather currently, this will support burning for the next week and a half or so, but I don't know if the rain stops, what that's going to do. We are still in a drop index of above 700 on our peak days. We're about 710. Every county around us still has a burn ban in place. I don't know if they're going to lift it for temporary burning or not, but we do have a lot of folks that do need to get some stuff burned off. My recommendation was kind of give them 2 weeks to kind of get caught up on that, so we don't have huge burn piles once we do allow burning, and allow these folks to kind of move
When
forward.
does the burn ban expire?
It expires tomorrow. Yeah, I believe today's the last day. Yes, sir. I'd like to monitor the weather, our KPI, all our drought index numbers over the next couple of weeks to kind of see if this rain did improve us. I did pull our numbers late last night just to get the most accurate numbers for today. They were still showing us in the 700s even last night. But however, with the surface moisture that we have, we should have not a high probability for a fire being out of these burns right now. But again, that could change in a couple of weeks. So
your recommendation is we just let it expire, we don't take any action on it, let it expire, and then we revisit next commissioner's court.
yes, sir. I believe it's the 8th. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, revisit at the 8th. And
So after midnight tonight, people are going to be allowed to burn.
yes, sir.
Within these 2 weeks.
Yes, within the TCEQ and TFS guidelines. Yes. I am recommending that folks still fill out burn waivers so we can